Hello, this is Jenny welcoming you to the 2133rd edition of the Enfield Talking Newspaper. Dateline 22nd of February 2018. The readers this week are Rukhsana, Sonia and myself, with Geoffrey on the controls. The editor was Lynda and the production and distribution team is Keith, Jeanne and Joan. Our title music is Country Rock Polka, composed by Pat Priy, Fernand Bouillon, Harry Breuer, and performed by Jean-Jacques Perry, and is used with his kind permission. The local news stories that we will be reading come from the Enfield Independent and are their copyright. The events information has been collated by us from other sources. The lead stories this week: eviction rates are the highest in the capital, and 5 surprising benefits of bananas. Before the news, we have 1 or 2 special items and notices. First, the sunrise and sunset times for the week beginning Monday the 26th of February are 6:54 and 17:33. Do get in touch with us to share your own news and special announcements. We love to hear from you. If you have any comments about the Enfield Talking newspaper, please phone Diane de Jersey on 020 8805 6578. She is your listener's representative and will be pleased to help you. Now, Rukhsana will read the first item of local news.
Enfield has the highest eviction rate in London, according to new research. Statistics from Trust for London and New Policy Institute show that for every 1,000 rented households in Enfield, 3.4% of tenants will face eviction. These make the borough the worst in the capital, with double the percentage of most other London boroughs. The eviction rates seem to occur most in boroughs with high proportions of families with children living in the private rented sector and receiving housing benefit. 1/4 of children in Enfield are currently in this situation. As well as vulnerability for those hoping to rent, job prospects in Enfield are also looking bleak, with 33% of all jobs ranking as low paid. The findings have come from a study hosted by London's Poverty Profile, which measures how boroughs are performing on a range of indicators, covering income, housing, inequality, employment, welfare benefits, education and health. The number of affordable homes in Enfield increased by 320 in 3 years up to 2015 and 2016. This makes up 20% of all the new homes in the borough, lower than the London average of 24%. This brings the area down to the 12th lowest out of 32 boroughs. However, the unemployment ratio in Enfield is 4% compared to 4.9% across London. This rate has fallen by 3.5% between 2011 to 2013 and 2014 to 2016. Mubin Haq, Director of Policy and Grants at Trust for London, said, "The worrying trend we see from the data is the eviction rate in the borough, which is the highest in the capital. To tackle this, tenants need to be given more support, including early access to advice. In the longer term, more social housing is needed, and in this area, Enfield needs to make huge improvements." 21,500 new affordable homes were built in London in 3 years up to 2015 and 2016, but only 350 of them were in Enfield.
They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But whoever coined this pithy phrase had clearly never encountered a banana. They're one of the most widely consumed fruits. More than 100 billion bananas are eaten every year worldwide. Yet few of us know about the incredible health benefits that are loaded in each bunch. Packed with antioxidants and disease-fighting vitamins, they are Mother Nature's greatest snack foods. The best thing about these tubular fruits? They're available to buy all year round, and they make a great pick-me-up during the winter months when so many berries and fruits are out of season. Here we've found a handful of amazing health benefits of the humble fruit. 1. They can help with digestion. Struggling with a bloated belly and stomach pains after a hearty meal? Studies have shown that bananas can help. Their high fibre content helps to promote a harmonious gut function, easing the symptoms of bowel conditions like IBS. In Ayurveda, the balance between sweet and sour tastes in the fleshy fruit is said to bring about a sense of heaviness, while also stimulating the flow of Agni, or the digestive juices. They're also a brilliant hangover cure, as they help to restore normal bowel function after a night of sugary alcoholic drinks. 2. They're an instant energy boost. Forget sugary sports drinks and caffeine-filled coffees. Bananas are secretly the healthiest way to get an energy hit first thing on a gloomy Monday morning. That's because they contain 3 natural sugars, sucrose, fructose and glucose, giving you a fat and cholesterol-free source of fuel. Whiz them up in a shake for a morning treat. 3. They keep your heart healthy. Peel away your banana and you'll find that the starchy flesh inside is loaded with potassium, an important mineral that is essential for heart health. A potassium-rich diet can help lower blood pressure, and studies have shown that people who load up on the mineral have up to a 27% lower risk of heart disease. Amazingly, the average banana contains a whopping 425 milligrams of potassium, about 11% of the recommended dietary allowance. 4. They're good for your eyes. The good news for short-sighted fans of the yellow fruit: bananas, like carrots and pumpkins, are packed with antioxidant compounds and carotenoids, as well as a potent mix of minerals that can have seriously positive effects on the health of your eyes. Macular degeneration, cataracts, night blindness and glaucoma have all been shown to decrease by regularly eating bananas. 5. They can help with weight loss. Planning to shed a few pounds before summer? You may very well want to stock up on a few bunches of bananas. This weight loss friendly food contains very few calories, about 100 per banana, yet they're super filling and very nutritious. Bunches that are on the unripened end of the spectrum are filled with resistant starch, which has been shown to have appetite-reducing effects and increase the feeling of fullness after meals.
A road has been resurfaced using waste plastic. Enfield Borough Council is the first London local authority to use asphalt mixed with plastic that would otherwise end up in landfill. Additional funding has now been secured from Transport for London following the success of Green Dragon Lane to continue with this new approach to amending roads. Enfield Council hopes to use the new mix, which is tougher and more durable than standard asphalt, to resurface roads across the borough. Environmental group Ocean Watch estimates that there are 140 million tonnes of plastic in the world's seas and oceans. Over the past 50 years, the production and disposal of plastics has rapidly multiplied, with less than a third of Europe's plastic waste being recycled and the rest ending up in landfill in 2014. Enfield Council's Cabinet Member for Environment, Councillor Daniel Anderson, said, "We all know that plastics can have a devastating impact on the environment, particularly when the product reaches our seas and oceans. We all have a responsibility to step up our efforts to help the environment by recycling more, upcycling and responsibly sourcing materials. Enfield Council is delighted with this road trial and hope we can use more of the product across the borough to help divert plastics from landfill and reduce the carbon footprint for road construction. The trial site was chosen as it is a relatively busy road, serving as a route for 3 buses and other vehicle traffic. Monitoring of the road has shown the asphalt mix is performing well and is proving to be a long-term, durable solution to road surfacing.
A new residential and nursing home has been opened to care for the borough's most vulnerable residents. Mayor Councillor Christine Hamilton cut the ribbon across the plaque for the home and gave a tour. The 70-bed care home provides care for the over 65s with conditions such as dementia. Residents and staff from the council's previous 2 existing care homes, Bridge House and Coppicewood Lodge, moved to Bridgewood House last year. Enfield Council's Cabinet Member for Health and Adult Social Care, Councillor Alev Kazimoglu, said, "It is a sign of a caring and nurturing society that we look after its most vulnerable members in a safe, welcoming and nurturing setting. The Council made the decision to invest in the future of our older people in Enfield to ensure they have access to a high-quality building with the latest facilities."
A memory club to help people with dementia and their carers has been launched. People can engage in meaningful activity and socialise with others while getting advice and support. The club was started in January, but officially launched on February the 9th by Mayor Councillor Christine Hamilton. The Enfield Community Singers provided entertainment. It has been launched by Laura Newey and Kate Reeder, memory care navigators for charity Age UK, who both have a family member with dementia. They said, "It can be a lifeline for people, providing a safe environment for both people with dementia and their carers, where they can enjoy time together outside the home, meet other people, and have access to information and advice." For more, please contact Age UK Enfield on 0208 375 4120.
With the long weekend just over a month away, the cast for the Dugdale Centre's Easter pantomime has been announced. No panto is complete without a dame, and reprising the role of Queen Doris from the Hoxton Hall Christmas production will be Andrew Lamb. Andrew has graced many stages, appearing in a diverse range of shows from Shakespeare to the musical Oliver, Comedy Lab Plus at the Soho Theatre, to the Pride at Trafalgar Studios, and of course panto as Dame Trot. In Puss in Boots there are 2 baddies. There is the ogre and his henchman, played by Windsor Leong, whose previous panto credits include Puss in Boots at Hoxton Hall last Christmas, Jack and the Beanstalk at Theatre Royal Stratford East, and many more appearances to list. The poor protagonist is Colin, the younger son of the old miller, will be played by the Dugdale Centre's much-loved Chris Wills, who previously appeared in several of the children's productions at the venue and was wishy-washy in Aladdin at Millfield Theatre, Christmas 2016. From the Ourdang Academy is recent graduate Lottie Daisy Francis in the role of Princess Alice, who, having made her pantomime debut in the role at Hoxton Hall last Christmas, makes her first appearance at Enfield's Dugdale Centre. Finally, playing Puss is Lydia Rose Bertie, whose perfect performance will prowl the Dugdale stage to change Colin's future, as can only happen in a fairy tale. Oh yes, it can. The show's writer and director, Mark Day, says, "Following on from the previous 8 Easter pantomimes, I am delighted to introduce our fabulous loyal audience members to some familiar faces along with new talented performers. As with last year, the production also features 4 local children from the borough. And the Dugdale Centre is at number 39 London Road, Enfield Town, EN2 6DS, and that is from March the 28th until April the 15th. Details can be obtained on 0208 807 6680.
A charity worker from Enfield will be running in the London Marathon to raise awareness for ovarian cancer. Emma Kennedy, aged 27, of Uplands Way, will be making the 42-kilometre run on behalf of Target Ovarian Cancer in order to support women suffering with the disease. Miss Kennedy has seen firsthand how devastating the illness is after her mother Caroline was diagnosed last January. Caroline has finished 6 rounds of chemotherapy in July at University College London and is currently on a drug trial for 2 years. Caroline is back at work, and according to a spokesman for Target Ovarian Cancer, she's doing really well. Each year, 7,300 women are diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and when it is detected at the earliest stage, chances of surviving the disease for 5 years or more doubles from just 46% to more than 90%. Target Ovarian Cancer aims to raise awareness of the symptoms to help to promote early diagnosis. Miss Kennedy said, "Before my mum was diagnosed, none of my family knew that the symptoms that she experiences were those of ovarian cancer. It's disheartening to know that there are many others out there who are unaware of the symptoms as well. Persistent bloating and pelvic pain are often misdiagnosed, so it's important to voice all of your concerns to your GP." UK survival rates for ovarian cancer are amongst the lowest in Europe. Each year, roughly 4,100 women in the country lose their lives. Miss Kennedy is one of 18 runners taking part to help raise awareness and funds to support crucial research into the cancer in its early stages and ensure early diagnosis.
Organisers of the Over 50s Forum's Winter Fair were thrilled to see a record number of visitors last Friday. Medical professionals, dance teachers and therapists found themselves swarmed by 300 attendees at the Forum's 5th annual fair held at Enfield County School. The guests were able to explore a variety of stalls run by community organisations, and even had the option to get their blood pressure checked. The main message at the event was that it wasn't just about living longer, but living a healthy life into old age. Speakers included Enfield Council Cabinet Member Councillor Crystal Fonyonga, Dr Manish Kumar, Chair at Enfield Local Medical Committee, Stuart Lines, Enfield's new Director of Public Health, and Kieran Saindo from the charity Independent Age. Councillor Crystal Fonyonga spoke about her own 61-year-old mother, who is a member at the Over 50s Forum, who has been encouraged to exercise through walking. She started with 10 minutes a day and now walks for an hour. She said that almost a third of the NHS budget was spent on health conditions that could be avoided or ameliorated by people eating, drinking and exercising in the right way. Dr Kumar said that in his experience there has been more illness this year and it was taking people longer to recover. He warned that too many older people had not received the flu jab, and said his message was to get protected next September. As well as offering information and educating the visitors, there was plenty of entertainment on offer. Activities ranged from folk dancing to singing lessons and jazz sessions. The Walkabout's Rambling Group were also on hand to recruit new members to their club. Enfield Over 50s Forum is a non-political organisation for citizens in the borough. Through the group, the members can make their views known to MPs, the local council, the Enfield Strategic Partnership, and other bodies responsible for making decisions that impact the lives of the local community. The forum focuses on matters such as health, education, leisure activities, transport, housing, age discrimination in employment, and pensions.
Seven Sisters Primary School has launched a fundraising campaign after it was selected by the Football Association to have its own multi-sport, all-weather football pitch. The school was one of just 7 in the country chosen to be part of the mini-pitch initiative created by the FA, the Premier League and the Department for Digital, Culture and Media Sport, known as DCMS, which aims to provide high-quality sports spaces in primary schools. The new facility will cost £120,000, in which Seven Sisters Primary have been asked to raise £20,000 to go towards it. The teachers hope that breakfast clubs, after-school and lunchtime clubs, as well as improved facilities, will all contribute towards increasing pupils' participation in sport. The pitch will also be available to the wider community during out-of-school hours. Dean Quarry, a teaching assistant at the school and a part-time DJ, who goes by the name DQ, has written a rap to raise awareness of the campaign. He will be filming a video to accompany the rap, which will join his other videos that feature on YouTube. Emma Murray, Seven Sisters head teacher, said, "Many of the children at Seven Sisters Primary School live in temporary or emergency accommodations, as well as on a local housing estate. The school offers them security and stability away from the deprivation of the local area. We believe in creating a community within the community and have a large pastoral team who not only support the well-being of the children, but the family. The mini-pitch will enable the school to continue to develop the work that it does with the community and keep children off the streets. The school is fundraising between now and May 2018 to support its application to the Football Foundation and deliver the multi-use pitch. Seven Sisters Primary is a diverse community school in which families of different cultures, languages and religions learn together. To help with the fundraising, the FA has partnered with online giving platform Neighbourly to help Seven Sisters Primary to build a community of supporters and followers to help them reach their fundraising goal. Martin Glenn, Chief Executive Officer for the FA, said, "The programme aims to create a healthy, more active generation of children through the provision of high-quality sports spaces, providing 500,000 boys and girls an inclusive, quality first sport experience in a safe and fun environment."
There will be a cello and guitar concert at 40 Hall on March the 11th at 3 p.m, in which audience will be served cake and prosecco in celebration of Mother's Day. This is the second visit to 40 Hall for Claire Denise, who already performed unaccompanied Bach cello suites in April 2017. Following an appearance at Gloucester Cathedral, playing the virtuosic Bach suites numbers 4, 5 and 6 in October 2016. Claire has been taught by a stream of eminent teachers, initially at the Royal Academy of Music, and after that her teachers include Jacqueline Dupre and Paul Tortelier. She has performed throughout the UK at festivals such as Cheltenham and Oxford and Cambridge, Exeter, Du Maurier, now known as Foey Words and Music, Halifax, and at music societies and music clubs. Her concerto performances include Elgar, Haydn C Major and Haydn D Major, the Tchaikovsky Rococo Variations. Claire was filmed playing her cello to nightingales in the manner of Beatrice Harrison, who played on Radio BBC nightly in the 30s and 40s. The film was shown on BBC One, The One Show. The following year, she was filmed again playing to nightingales for BBC South East Television, recreating the first live outside broadcast. She has also curated a programme for the National Trust's Capability Brown Festival 300 in 2016 and performed at Wimpole Hall, Cambridgeshire and Compton Verney, Warwickshire. Claire will be joined by Mihail Majetic, a classical guitarist from Croatia, currently studying at the Royal Academy of Music in London with Michael Lewin. He has also been taught by other renowned classical guitarists such as Leo Bruyere, David Russell, Fabio Zanon and others. Mihail is active in chamber music as well, playing in guitar ensembles with singers and other instrumentalists. In June 2017, the Royal Academy of Music awarded Mihail the Timothy Gilson Guitar Prize for a combination of good work, conduct and general achievement. Mihail was a member of Ellie's Guitar Quartet and the guitar ensembler Gweli Bar, with whom he has won a number of first prizes in various national and international competitions. For example, the competition of chamber ensembler O Petija HDGPP in 2010 and 2012, Porek Tirando in 2011, and O Miss Guitar Fest in 2010. He has also given numerous solo and chamber music performances in Zagreb, on national television, and in the best Croatian music halls, such as Concert Hall Vatroslav Lisinski and Croatian Music Institute. He has also been a regular solo and chamber music performer at the Festival Guitar Days in Zagreb between 2008 and 2013, and at the Summer Guitar School Gitarastra in Stari Grad, Island of Hvar, 2008 to 2012.
A hairdressing salon held a number of events to help raise £4,000 to set up a new dental service at a charity vet. Stands in Bounces Road, Edmonton, held a raffle, a Love Your Pet photo competition, a sponsored silence, and a bake sale to support the RSPCA Edmonton Clinic in Church Street. The RSPCA Clinic can conduct consultations and small surgeries such as neutering, lump removal and wound care. Currently, all dental surgeries have to be referred to the Harmsworth Animal Hospital in Finsbury Park, where there is a waiting list of up to 3 months. Raffle tickets are still on sale in the salon, and the winner will be drawn on March the 3rd.
MPs across the country swapped politics for pancakes as part of a challenge to reduce energy bills in households. Bambos Charalambos, MP for Enfield and Southgate, took on 2 fellow members of Parliament, John Lamont and Raymond Chishti, in a head-to-head competition to see who could make the best batch for the least energy possible. The men were judged by Ian Cumming, 2015's Great British Bake Off finalist, in the Smart Energy GB Pancake contest. He said, "Pancakes can be tricky to flip at the best of times, but the politicians did an excellent job, with nothing dropped on the floor or stuck to the ceiling. During the challenge, I kept an eye on how much energy Bambos was using with the help of a smart meter in home display. Being able to see the cost of the energy you use whilst cooking is key to bringing the bills down." Whilst cooking and flipping the sweet treats, Councillor Charalambos was able to keep an eye on how much energy he was using with a smart meter. Councillor Chishti used a mere 2.14 pence of energy, Councillor Lamont 2.12 pence, but flipping his way to glory with the least energy used overall was Bambos Charalambos MP, whose plate of pancakes cost less at just 1.84 pence in energy to make. Robert Cheesewright from Smart Energy GB said, "The pancake challenge was great fun, and I'm really pleased that so many MPs from across the country have come together to demonstrate how smart meters can help households reduce their energy bills. Our expert host Ian Cumming has had a tough job choosing the best pancakes, but in the end, the proof was in the pudding, with Bambos Charalambos coming out on top.
Edmonton Green is injecting some extra fun into Mother's Day this year by inviting families to join a free and quirky event. On Saturday the 10th of March, a retro Volkswagen Beetle, nicknamed Mum's Flower Power, will drive into Edmonton Green Park in North Square and open its doors for shoppers to jump inside. Between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m, families can jump aboard and pose for a photo with a variety of props in the Floral Vehicles interactive phone booth. As well as having a giggle, they can take home a physical printout, perfect for Mother's Day, which is just around the corner. For more information, please visit the website www.edmontongreencentre.co.uk or follow the centre on Facebook and Twitter.
Yoga is already famed for its ability to help calm and restore. But the new wave of candlelit yoga classes is taking things to a whole new, softly lit level. After spending my nights trying to switch off naturally after working up a sweat at the gym, I decided to try out my first candlelit yoga class. Candlelit yoga is exactly what you might imagine. It usually takes place in the evening and involves your instructor placing gently flickering candles around the perimeter of a dimly lit studio to create a warm and relaxing atmosphere. In candlelit yoga, the movements are deliciously soft and the focus is on relaxation and stretching out all of the day's worries. It utilises a combination of yin yoga, where positions are held up for up to 5 minutes, and restorative yoga, which uses blocks to support healing poses. While it still has a toning effect, it's more of a workout for the mind than the body. Expect to concentrate on the breath, holding twists and stretches while attempting to take the mind out of hurry mode. Candlelit yoga is a particularly great bedtime ritual for insomniacs and troubled sleepers because it reduces your exposure to artificial blue light. The class, tucked away in Hackney, the Refinery is just one of the many yoga studios across the UK that now offers a take on the trend. Their Candlelit Hip and Hamstring Heaven class is specifically designed for those who've spent a long week cycling, running or walking to work and are suffering from tight hamstrings, hips and calves, as well as frazzled urbanites who are looking for 60 minutes of peace. The class starts with some gentle stretches and ujjayi breathing, the act of exhaling loudly to let out the day's stresses, before moving into some more difficult poses. Some of the stretches are gentle and restorative, like the welcoming child's pose that soothingly pulls at the spine and shoulders. But there are also deeper and more difficult stretches that last for 3 minutes, like the pigeon pose that works on relaxing the hips. I spend most of the class with my eyes closed, concentrating on my breath flowing in and out of my body, rather than worrying about what's going on around me. By the time we'd moved into Shavasana, also known as lying spread-eagled on the floor, I was ready to curl up into a ball and fall soundlessly asleep on my mat. As someone who likes the idea of meditation but can't seem to calm my thoughts for long enough to really get into the zone, Candlelit Yoga felt like a great way to keep my mind focused on just being present. Even if there isn't a class near you, you can easily recreate the magic at home. Simply light some candles, Play some relaxing music, roll out your mat and give Candlelit Yoga a go in your own living room. I feel there should be a warning appended to that you shouldn't fall asleep with lighted candles in the room.
Going gluten-free has never been trendier, but for many people, avoiding gluten isn't a lifestyle choice, but a serious health matter. Around 1 in 100 people in the UK are thought to be affected by celiac disease, which causes painful and troublesome symptoms as a result of consuming gluten. And research suggests that around 500,000 people are living with the condition, but yet to be diagnosed. Here, Will Hawkins, a nutritionist speaking on behalf of Push Doctor, that's pushdoctor.co.uk, explains more about celiac disease. What is celiac disease? Different from an allergy or intolerance, celiac is classified as an autoimmune disease, which means the immune system accidentally mistakes an innocent substance for a threat and attacks healthy cells. In this case, the innocent substance is gluten, says Hawkins, which is found in any food or drink that contains barley, wheat or rye. This internal reaction causes inflammation and damage to the surface of the small intestines, rendering it unable to absorb essential nutrients from food. What are the symptoms? As with a lot of digestive problems, the answer often lies in what you see in the toilet, says Hawkins. Diarrhea is the most common symptom of celiac disease, while your poo may also be very greasy and smelly due to your body being unable to properly absorb the fat in your diet. You might also feel bloated, have a bad stomachache, suffer from indigestion, or feel nauseous, says Hawkins. How can you find out if you have it? If you think you might be experiencing symptoms of celiac, the best thing to do is to speak to your GP. After talking to you about your symptoms and medical history, and possibly examining you, there are tests your doctor can refer you for if they suspect that you might have celiac disease. How can it be treated? There's no cure for celiac disease, but the condition can be managed with a strict gluten-free diet. This isn't just important for avoiding painful flare-ups, but to safeguard against intestinal damage. Obvious sources of gluten include breads, pasta, cereals, cakes and biscuits. But gluten is also found in food items such as fish fingers, sausages, sauces, stock cubes, soy sauce and even some chocolate. If you're unsure, Celiac UK also has a free app called Gluten Free Food Checker. It's on iTunes or Google Play. All you have to do is scan the barcode of a product and the app will tell you whether or not it's suitable for you to eat.
Some of the world's top athletes have descended upon Pyeongchang in a bid for gold medal glory in sub-zero temperatures. But have you ever wondered how these snowy sports began? Here we look back at the origins of some of the most iconic Olympic Winter Games events. 1. Figure skating. Before the Winter Games were established as their own separate event, the London Summer Games in 1908 actually included figure skating, making it the oldest official Olympic sport and the only event in which women could participate from the very beginning. At the first Winter Games at Chamonix in 1924, 11-year-old Sonia represented Norway in the figure skating. She came last, but went on to take gold at the next 3 consecutive games. 2. Cross-country skiing. As a mode of transport, cross-country skiing dates back as far as 8000 BC in Russia, but it officially became an Olympic sport for men in 1924, when Norwegian master skier Thorleif Haug took home gold for all 3 distance events, the 18 kilometres and 50 kilometres and combined. It wasn't until 1952 and the Oslo Games that women were allowed to participate, and even then only in the 10-kilometre event. But nowadays, male and female athletes can both compete in 6 different cross-country distances. 3. Curling. Introduced during the 1912 Olympics in Sweden, demonstration sports were a typical feature of the summer and winter games alike, designed to allow countries to showcase their national sports on the world stage. Competitors in these events would still receive medals, but they were smaller and not counted in the total count for each nation. Curling, in which teams compete to get their stones as close to the centre of a target as possible by sliding and guiding them across the ice, was one such demonstration sport in the inaugural Winter Olympiad, but was dropped for the second Games at St. Moritz, Switzerland. After decades of being a demonstration sport thereafter, it joined the official Olympic programme in 1998. 4. Biathlon. The biathlon, which has its roots in Scandinavian hunting practices, combines cross-country skiing and rifle shooting. It also started out as a demonstration sport in St. Moritz, but before being officially added to the men's Olympic roster at the 1960 Games in Squaw Valley, California. It took another 32 years before women could compete in individual sprint and relay biathlon events at the 1992 Games in Albertville, France. More recently, pursuit and mass start events have been added to the biathlon lineup. 5. Luge. One of the oldest Olympic sports, luge, which comes from the French word for sledge, sees athletes lying on their backs on a very small sled and zipping down an icy track at around 140 miles per hour without brakes. This mind-boggling and terrifying-looking pursuit started out as a tourist attraction for adrenaline junkies back in the 1870s, and eventually became an Olympic sport in 1964 at the Innsbruck Games, with men's, women's and mixed events. The programme hasn't changed since. 6. Freestyle skiing. In contrast, freestyle skiing is one of the youngest Winter Olympic sports. It originates from the 1920s, when skiers in the US started to experiment with acrobatic flips and tricks on the slopes, which came to be known as hot dogging. In the late 70s, the International Ski Federation brought in regulations to curb some of the more dangerous elements of the sport, paving the way for the official introduction of the mogul event at the Albertville Games. Since that year, several other events have been added, most recently the slopestyle and halfpipe at Sochi in 2014. And 7. Snowboarding. Even more modern than freestyle skiing, snowboarding also has its origins in America, where it began life as a sort of hybrid of skateboarding, surfing and skiing. Initially greeted with hostility by skiers, who saw the slopes as their domain, the sport gained global popularity by the 90s and made its Olympic debut at the 1998 Nagano Games. Initially, athletes competed individually, but at the Turin Games in 2006, a cross event was added, which sees 4 or 6 snowboarders race down a course.
We have reached the end of our programme for this week. Thank you for listening. So from the team of Rukhsana, Sonia and myself, and Geoffrey on the controls, it's
goodbye.
Please remember to turn over the address label in your postal packet, put the memory stick into the packet in a closed position and return it to us as soon as possible, in readiness for the next edition. Don't forget you can call Diane de Jersey regarding any help you may require in connection with Enfield Talking Newspaper on 020 8805 6578. Coming up next, the latest news and information for the Greater London area from InfoSound. The Enfield Talking Newspaper will be with you again in 1 week's time.